Blah, 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 blah. Hello. Oh, okay, there we go. Hi. I am here. I've had such a wild week. Since the last time I streamed, oh my god. I got mansplained for the first time in my life. I cannot believe it. Yeah. Hello, hi Connor. Hi Insertex here. How are you? I'm doing good. I had like today I had like only a single class. And then, for work I have to grade a couple of students. They're gonna do like homework. And I'm the one grading it, and there's like maybe 10 students and there's gonna be 5 homeworks, so it's gonna be like 50 homeworks, and you know, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, finishing that, because I get paid like a lot of money just for grading homework. Because I'm like a part of what I do as a research assistant is like helping researchers have more time to research. And what that means in the case of like a professor that's like giving a class to undergraduates means that if the professor can free up time by like not you know, by like not giving homework, by not being the one that's creating like the homework of the undergrads, then that's what I do, right? So yeah, I was doing like first year trigonometry and algebra, and I was like, oh my god, bro, are you doing intervals? Are you doing intervals in your late 20s, Ravi? Like, oh, what's this? What is this? So yeah, um, I was working on that, and then I had this friend. Um, she had her birthday party, and it was very cool. It was a very cool birthday party. Her parents are very old, right? And she moved out from like the house she used to live in when she was a child. You know, like her childhood home that's no longer around. And she's in a department now, in an apartment along with her parents. And I guess the apartment's really comfortable because, you know, there's an elevator and it's a flat, so her parents don't really need to go up and down like a lot of stairs in order to like live where they live, and it's on like a very modern penthouse kind of thing. So I went to her birthday, and it was like a very pretty house. Like, oh my god, it's like the kind of house that I think every millennial kind of wishes they could get. You know, but they can't afford it. But it's like, you know, designed for like a very modern life. Mm, yeah, the kitchen's electric, the stove's electric, which like in Mexico it's pretty rare to see that. The cupboards look like a single wall, but you know, there's like doors and stuff. It's like very seamless, and yeah, I really enjoyed her house in the party. And there's like an access to the rooftop, and you can like go outside, see the city at night. And the place is like somewhere relatively central. You know, whenever there's like protests and stuff, the main street where the protests happen, it's always that one. So she lives in like a very good place in town, in a very pretty house, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But during the party, right, like her boyfriend that I know she's gonna break up with. So basically, everyone who knows that this guy is getting broken up with is like my friend, me, and you guys, right? so so I'm letting you in on the secret. Like, this guy is getting broken up with, and my friend is like, I was asking her why, like a couple of weeks ago, because another one of our mutual friends was like saying, "Oh my god, they look so great as a couple together that they are making me feel ashamed uh, of like my relationship, right?" And I was like, "Huh, okay, that's something pretty tough to confess." But then I meet with this person, and they tell me they're breaking up with their boyfriend like last week. And I'm like, why? Like, you know, I know people who think we make like a, you know, you two make like such a great couple. And he was like, yeah, but he's very self-satisfied. He keeps telling me that he knows about stuff that I know about more than I know about it. So like my friend, right? She's a lawyer, and what would I say? Like, she's the kind of girl that she's getting very educated, right? Like, she's getting really prepared to to have like a very professional life, very professional city life. in like the Western fashion of developing a career and having like 40 years usage of her time that way. And she's very good at that, and her mom was very good at that as well. Her mother is a prosecutor, and but like in her heart she's more interested in like alternative lifestyles, like anarchism. She has a boyfriend that lives in like a commune in the hills, right? I will mention it on like the next video essay that I'm making, but like her boyfriend lives on the hills on a commune, and no, her ex-boyfriend. They this is so complicated to explain. Okay, she used to date someone that lived on an anarchist commune in the forest south of the city where I live, and she's attracted to that. She's into that kind of lifestyle where you get away from the city and the patriarchy, and you have like these alternative social structures, and you don't consume too much from like the soil of the earth, right? Like you're not participating in capitalism, or you're minimizing the amount of participation that you have in capitalism. So yeah, that's kind of what she's into. And her boyfriend right now is like completely the opposite, in the sense that he's like city boy. He has like video games on Steam. he spends a lot of money on Steam, and he's also very educated, but he's educated in a way that he feels like he knows that he's like book intelligence will be like will be like enough to be able to speak on the same level as her experiences. And this girl is annoyed that essentially he's trying to mansplain her all the time about anarchism when she's actually gone out and lived with anarchists in like the south, right? So yeah, basically I had a conversation with that guy, and he tried to mansplain the anti-enlightenment to me, and I was like, bro, I'm a I'm a YouTube video essayist, politics, whatever, right? Like, you're going to be very out of your league if you try to. And he was, and he hated me for it, but whatever. Yeah. Oh, Wild Stream Low, your Quebec series, RL. Yeah, thank you. I will be making more history videos soon. Like, you guys shouldn't forget that by the end of the day, this is a history channel. I stream mostly because I want to have like a closer relationship to all of you, but at the same time, I make history video essays. I'm not like an e-girl VTuber, I guess. Sounds like you're recalling a coming-of-age hippie movie. yeah, because like my friend, she's kind of been, she's very successful, right? Like, she's the kind of person that if you give her a set of instructions, she's very good at following instructions. So naturally, someone like that functions very well in like a university environment, because what you have to do in a university environment is that, by and large, conforming to a schedule and following up with deliveries and managing professors and managing EOs and that kind of thing. And she's been just kind of chasing the success of that kind of stuff. But in reality, like, her heart is more of like a hippie kind of girl. Is she neurospicy? No, she's very neurotypical. Well, I guess she has depression, but interacting with her, you wouldn't get the sense that she's autistic, like for example I am. She's very sociable, very affable. She takes sleep pills. I know she takes sleep pills because like we have discussed like, oh, what's the best sleep medication, right? Like, we both take them, so it's like, okay, so what's your favorite? But I get the sense that she's a lot more sociable and capable in that sense than I am, even. Anti-enlightenment philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau? No. I would not call Rousseau anti-enlightenment. Like, do you guys want to hear like what the guy was trying to debate me on? It's like, it's so goofy, right? Like, I could tell you. But oh my god, the Base Lord IRL, straight out of the Destiny community, with like in front of myself. Hi, STR. I should probably be writing, but here I am. Yeah. Well, I should probably be writing as well, but here I am. We find each other in this intersection of life. Okay, you're gonna hear the debate now. So, we were having like a party conversation, right? Because normally in situations where you're at a party, people are not like discussing politics, they're like relaxing, talking about relationships, that kind of thing. Not really discussing ideas. And one of my friends was saying that she laments a little that she's lost one of her friends to like right-wing media, internet kind of stuff. So basically this guy is gay, but he's also a fan, I guess, of fighting games, right? Like fighting games where you're fighting Tekken style, a Street Fighter, that kind of thing, right? And I'm not so sure about this, but it seems that like in the latest updates of Street Fighter or Tekken or whatever, I don't play these games, but like in their latest iterations, they have gone out of their way to like, you know, they had women in the game, in the rosters, that were dressed in a way that was like highly inappropriate for like a fighting game. You know, and they were doing poses that were clearly like very male gazy and things like that, and they were fighting in such a way that was, you know, it made a lot of women uncomfortable, but it was kind of designed with like teenage boys in mind, that sort of thing. But in latest iterations of the games, they are dressed in ways that you know, align more with the sort of story, and they communicate more that they are like fighters and things like that. So yeah, that's basically what that is. But my friend's friend, right, is very upset because, you know, even though he's gay, he had like an emotional investment in those kinds of characters, from like you know, like a girl playing with her dolls, right? Like they're like he's like someone dressed my Barbie in a way that I wouldn't dress her, and now he's like very upset about that, you know. He's like hmm, hmm, and that's the situation that the guy's in, right? And you know, there's a conversation we can have about like legacy designs and how they can be or can't be incorporated into like newer titles, but the way that he dealt with that was like falling into like the Gamergate modern people who complain about video games being like one way or another. You know, like, oh, they're changing the design because it's woke now, it's woke, I hate it, I hate the woke video game, that kind of thing. And yeah, I guess he was someone who was mad about a change, and he went out to the world looking for an explanation, and then he found an explanation. So that's the stuff. And you know, the guy was basically looking for like explanations for why they were changing the designs, but then he kind of fell into a whole ideology thing, and now my friend was kind of lamenting to the other people in the party that, you know, oh, I feel like I had this gay friend that I was very comfortable with and very happy to talk about like my life and my relationships and all this stuff. But now I feel that he's been just kind of co-opted into a way of seeing the world where I feel less safe being intimate the way we used to be intimate. And he was sad. She was sad. And she was telling like the group that, yeah, it's so weird that he's like a gay conservative, right? And then you know, the boyfriend, my friend's boyfriend, like the other friend, he comes around and says like, oh, but you know, it's normal, you can have gay conservatives. And he was trying to explain to everyone you know that gay conservatives make sense, and because I am because I didn't read his personality correctly, and I wouldn't have started this conversation if I had. I was like, yeah, you know, but it's like incoherent. You know, I tried to kind of explain what a pick me was and that sort of thing. And he just went on like a sort of raid on me about how, you know, it's it's fascist to like call out the internal subjectivity uh, of like other people who may believe things that are like weird, because you never know if the reasons are like completely weird. But you know, in the Enlightenment tradition of politics, so that's liberalism, socialism, etc., you do have to believe that some ideas are better than others, and that's how we kind of develop governments and states and all of these things. But this guy was like, no, we are all just like subjectivities interacting with each other, and there's no right and wrong. And I was in my head, I was like, dude, like, you are the one that sounds like a fascist, right? But anyway, in the end, he kind of rage quit because he told me that fascism was like modern philosophy, and I was like, no, it's like anti-enlightenment, it's anti-modernist. And he was like, no, it's modern. It comes after you know, the 19th century. And I guess he was kind of using modern in the sense of like modernity, like the period of time of modernity. At which time I told him, dude, the most famous book written by a fascist, it's you know, the most like quintessential in terms of like political theory is Revolt Against the Modern World by Julius Evola. so you know, it's the book is saying by itself, like, it's not modern, you know, it's anti-modern. And then he kind of rage quit the conversation by saying that like nations are modern. He went to pick a pizza. I was like, okay. So after that, I went to talk to my friend, you know, the one that had said that like she was kind of gay, and, you know, she had a gay friend that became right wing because she went like outside to the window to like get some air, and I was like, hey, are you feeling okay? And then I enjoyed the rest of the party, but like the guy was not happy with me. Yeah, no, I guess he wasn't. He didn't like a woman arguing back to him in something I think he felt knowledgeable on. But little does he know that I'm a YouTuber that discusses political theory, and I'm very well prepared for this kind of conversation. Anyway, I am glad. I am glad I had someone to drive me back. I wouldn't want to. Yeah. Make sure to cover your drink, Ravi. Yeah. Oh God. I'm glad I came there to like a place where I knew everyone, because I would not have engaged that conversation somewhere with people I didn't know. Because like if a guy starts getting like jumpy to you with like having a debate, an argument, whatever, that's scary. If you're a girl, that's scary. Sure. You know, you can be gay and fiscally conservative, but being gay and socially conservative is weird. Yeah, because, you know, I guess when you are talking about fiscal conservatism, it's more about like questions of execution. In Europe, you will find a lot of people who are like gay and fiscally conservative. So, for example, even I think the leaders of like the liberal Democrats in Britain have a lot of gay members that are what we would call fiscally conservative, in the sense that they support business, taxes, like all these things. But yeah, they are. The thing with my friend's friend is that he's like Gamergate type social conservative, right? Like anti-woke, doesn't like you know, the pink hair characters. He's the kind of guy who would like rage at Valorant, right? so you know, he's like right wing coded in that sense. The thing that my friend thinks triggered him to become like that is that he was on Tinder once, right? Or Grindr. He was on one of the apps, but like one of the specifically gay ones, right? And then he met a guy in there that you know, they were hanging out together, and then they went on a date, But the gay guy, the other gay guy told like my friend's gay guy that, you know, oh, you're like too effeminate. I don't think I'm into that. I think I'm more into like the masculine, you know, normal gay, the dignified gay. And you don't come across to me that way. And that hit like this guy so much that he became like a conservative gay, you know. So that's loud, like. You know, if you guys go on dates, like, always be careful what you say to people. You never know what's gonna stick. Yeah, he's ironically trying to make the horseshoe theory true. That's, yeah, loud. I don't think I like the horseshoe theory. I think that's like a very liberal framework of how politics works, and I don't know. I guess it's like, how would I put it? Uh, mm, yeah, no, I don't know. It's like there are opponents of liberalism to the left, and there are opponents of liberalism to the right. And they are basically the same in that they oppose liberalism, and they can oppose liberalism harder the more extreme they are. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. This is like saying everyone who's not me is a Nazi, but like, you change that statement to say everyone who disagrees with me is a Nazi or Stalin, right? Are you telling me insecurities make even gay men conservative? Yeah, I guess. You know, my mom is like that with me. She would often tell me like, "Oh, it's fine if you're gay, or it's fine if you're trans, but you have to do so in such a way that you look like dignified. You don't have to look like one of those, you know, like stripper homosexuals, right? Like her whole point is that there's a way that you can be gay and conduct yourself with like a conservative middle class moniker of dignity. And there's like a way that you can be gay where you are like, you know, rainbow homosexual, right? And she was just trying to articulate the idea that I don't want you to be like to have an atypical gender presentation, right? Yeah, good old respectability policy. Yeah. I don't know. I think, you know, if you're gay, like it doesn't matter how much you like add uh, a presentation layer to yourself. There's a lot of people who will just never treat you with respect, right? Like you can't convince a homophobe to like treat you well just because you're like a suit and tie gay instead of like a, you know, rainbow blue hair gay. I don't know. I had pink hair at the end of last year, and people were like very content with me. I felt more respected with pink hair. Now the dye has kind of worn off. I wanna get it again. I wanna get the dye again, but it's like 100 euros. I'm not, you know, like ugh. Those 100 euros here, they could be like a lot of other things. But it's whatever. I'm getting paid relatively soon, so so it's chill. Okay, I think I'm gonna start booting the game now. We can't keep talking, by the way. I'm just gonna boot the game. Oh wait, my girlfriend wrote to me. I'm just gonna send her a message. There we go. Okay. Now we game. All right. The game is booting. I'm just getting on the mood. But yeah, my friend's sad. Horse theory is kind of reductive theory to begin with, to not really examine ideologies beyond liberalism in their own context. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I have to. Did I do it right? Did I do it right? Did it... Oh my god, no. Okay, now I am. Now there it is. complete edition. Oh yeah, that's right. I got the DLC and stuff. What was I saying? Yeah, like basically the way that works is that you say, oh, this is like liberal institutions. People who say horseshoe theory are usually like supporters of the United States. And their point is to say, oh, you know, there's people who like support the United States and people who oppose the United States, and they are not united in their motivations, but they are united in their opposition. So, you know, if you are the United States, for example, it's interesting, or at least important to you, to understand the nature of that opposition, and then that's where you come up with terms like authoritarianism, for example, because authoritarianism does not really describe anything real. You know, a government can be authoritarian or like do great exercises of authority for many different reasons. There's been moments in the United States history, for example, where you could argue there was an authoritarian encroachment on things like human rights. For example, during McCarthyism or during the Patriot Act, where all of a sudden people were spying on each other on the caveat of anti-terrorism, and then you could say like, oh, but what about civil rights? What about like individual rights and things like that? And the simple answer to that is that, you know, governments usually perform great acts of like authority or restrictions on rights or things like that whenever they feel threatened. And in the case of the United States, there's threats that come from like the broad right and the broad left. So if you're a liberal, especially right now, it can be a little complicated to come to understand that, because liberalism, you know, a lot of people don't really like to say that or think about it this way, but it is an ideology that came to power basically through revolution, right? There was like the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the revolutions in Latin America, the revolutions of 1848. You look at liberalism and you see what's essentially a violent ideology. And also you look at like, what would you say? Okay, so basically when we move when that thing's appearing, we have to be quiet. Okay, so right now we're quiet. There we go. Yeah, okay. So liberalism achieves power through revolution, right? In the United States, in France, in Europe, there were revolutions that were like very violent, like the Hungarian Revolution, and there were revolutions that were like relatively quiet, like the revolution of you know, the second French Republic, the one that got like Lamartine in power, I think his name was, yeah. So yes, you can perform revolutions in like a soft way or in a hard way, but liberalism was coercive, you know, and even liberal theory in international relations is very coercive and violent. So that is, for example, your John F. Kennedy triggering the Cuban Missile Crisis because he wants to preserve a certain mode of governance in Cuba, or like at least have his own mode of governance not threatened. Because the liberal theory of international relations basically says that if you are, what would I say? Normally, if you have a country that can have alliances with other countries, like a realist would say, then you know, those alliances are always alliances of convenience and interests, and they're not subject to what would you say, like long-term cooperation, since interests are dynamic. So if you look at Europe in the 17th century, you would see that, sometimes Russia was allied with France, but then Russia was allied with Prussia, and then Prussia was allied with France, and then, like, interests changed all the time. So basically what everyone was doing is try to get on the better side of like one interest group or another. And liberalism says, okay, we can solve that. And basically the way we solve that is by making sure that all the countries in the world are liberal. Because if we can all have, a basic common ideological project, then what happens is that we stop losing, we start losing this long-term source of disagreement, which is the fact that we can have interests that differ. If you have two countries that basically have the same economy and the same constitution and all those kinds of things, they can cooperate on the basis that they have more or less the same interests. And the basic idea behind the European Union was that, it was let's tie France's economy and Germany's economy so strongly together that they never go to war again, and that will basically prevent Europe from going to war. And that worked somewhat. I think they tried to do the same thing with Russia, with like they were saying like, oh, let's integrate Russia into the European market, and then we'll never have to fight Russia again, and that didn't work so well. But they tried, they tried. So yeah, liberalism, whenever it's interacting with other liberal states, it is capable of creating peace and cooperation and all these things that we like. But it's also true that whenever liberalism is interacting with countries that are illiberal, then, they get violent. You get your Libya, you get your Iraq, you get your World War II, like all these situations where like liberals went to war on the basis of ideology to go restrict the power of a state that didn't have the same ideology, that prevented its like comparative power from coming along. And the thing is that in countries that already established liberal orders, there is a thing where liberals believe that because they already created the institutions through which conflict can be resolved, then there's less of an interest on the part of liberalism to relitigate whether that's a good idea, right? Like liberals would say, oh, we already did our revolutions so that no one has to do a revolution again, so why would you want to do a revolution again, whatever, right? And well, what's the answer there? Yeah, the answer is that liberalism is often ignorant of like its own history and how it came about through revolutions, and liberals see any new attempt to recreate institutions outside of their frameworks through like non-liberal institutional means as like subversion of their revolution, right? So yeah, that's the problem, more or less. That liberalism is a very violent ideology in some very basic precepts, but because it has one institutional power in so many countries of the world, it has become blind to the way that a lot of the things we take for granted that are liberal assumptions are not that normal. Think about freedom of speech, think about freedom of association, or of those kinds of things. Like it has usually been the case in most countries and most societies on earth that the government was relatively able to punish you if you insulted the king, for example, or if you gathered with a group of people for the purposes of conspiracy, or to discuss revolutionary literature or things like that, right? So non-liberal ideologies, like, you know, the one of the Islamic Republic of Iran, are aware of that, and they police very harshly against that. But liberals are in this like state of mind where, you know, they are both very comfortable in their institutional triumphs, but very unaware of the fact that they can also be susceptible to have the same needs of like defending their revolution. They just don't really have the language anymore to put it in those terms again, I guess. I feel like the attempt to integrate Russia was less than half-assed compared to the very deep transformations France and Germany agreed to. Yeah. The thing is that... you know, the thing is that the person who did the Russian one was a Republican. So they had very different... you know, vis-a-vis Russia, they had very different things in mind. Very strong social links were also established as part of the peacemaking process. Yeah! Like German, French being the most common second language taught in schools, and Franco-German TV channels, lots of common projects, etc. Yeah, like it was definitely more... There was more of an effort with, you know, getting France and Germany to work together than with Russia. The Russians were just told, like, oh, give us gas money. And that's where people, like, let the situation end, I guess. Like, yeah, sure. Oh, okay, I think that's a trap. It's not gonna... Yeah. By the way, Rob, have you listened to Mike Duncan's Revolution podcast? I can't say I have, no. What is it about? What's that about? True. Did I say something that's true? Well, I hope so. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, the long and short of the whole liberal thing is that a lot of liberals are very unaware of their own history, of how, you know, liberalism came about through the use of like violence, military operations, revolution, and things like that. And basically they're saying right now, oh, you can't do or shouldn't do revolution anymore, because we already created like the good revolution. We already created all the ways through which, you know, institutional conflicts of interests can be resolved, and we created this world for the world, and we don't want you to change that. But you know, the reality is that a lot of people are very unsatisfied with the world as it is right now. So, like, what do you do in that situation? Yeah. Okay. The fuselage of an old fighter plane sits amidst a mass of broken wings and wheels. Ooh! Try to get inside. A shoe? Yippee. Dog tags. And some sunglasses. I mean, it's like a fighter pilot dropped here? I don't know. So yeah, that's the thing. But you know, liberals are everything if not hypocrites, so like that's the thing. You will never... It's not a thing that I really expect them to be... Oh. Yeah, like too aware of regarding their own biases, their own feelings about their biases, that sort of thing. I say this, but, you know, under some theoretical, like, precepts, you could consider me a liberal, right? The thing is that, for the most part, I am not. I belong to, like, a very late tradition of, like, political thinking that most liberals would be very uncomfortable with. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, because like liberalism has kind of become the default ideology. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's a revolution that won, and because it is a revolution that won, like, people are very what would I say? The liberal things are assumptions at this point. We all believe liberal things, more or less. like you know, freedom of the press, freedom of movement. Like there used to be a time in the history of humanity where if you wanted to like leave your village, your fucking like feudal lord could tell you like, no, you can't. Right? You were a peasant bound to the land, and well, that was the contentious issue. Mortar frame. Eek. But now the thing is that now that liberalism basically achieved everything it wanted to achieve, it has nothing to do but like defend its revolution. And the problem with that is that it has lost like its revolutionary nature with the fact that you know, today you don't really think of the Liberal Party as like the party that's like doing the innovations, right? Like at the forefront of political philosophy, of like novel policy on like climate change or whatever. It's typically like the leftist parties doing that, and it's not necessarily because liberalism doesn't have any potential to do that, but because a liberalism that is like based on institutions will be a more conservative version of itself, because like the moment you become an institutions person, right, institutions are like established ways of doing things, and they will always be by their nature conservative, and you know, that's why you don't want to be part of the establishment or part of an establishment. You want yeah, you want to always have like enough distance from the system and from your own ideas that you can always be flexible to think about like, how could I be wrong, right? How can I improve on what I believe to create a better society, that kind of thing. So I am a liberal in the sense that I believe that the state has the responsibility to create the most amount of good for the most amount of people, and I believe in human rights. But I also believe in the rights of groups and the rights of classes, and the thing is that not all liberals believe in the rights of groups and classes. I forgot which one is the map. Oh, I'm very far from the... Okay, yeah. Yes, for example, you can make a liberal argument against something like affirmative action, basically by saying that affirmative action is against individual rights. And they're right, you know, the people who say that are right. Because if you are trying to like allow some people into colleges, and then there's like some other people who will not go to college if you go to college, right? Because you have like maybe quotas for certain minorities or something like that, like a liberal will say, okay, that's against the individual rights of like the other people who would get into the college. But yeah, in the United States, things have gotten to a point where basically there's people who oppose affirmative action in colleges from a liberal perspective, because they are kind of the opinion that, you know, it violates my individual rights to have to do a test for a university and be like just about a passing grade, but I can't get the pass because, you know, there's like a black person or an Asian person that has like a guaranteed spot or something of that sort. So yeah, there's that's like what you would call the liberal argument against affirmative action. But, you know, from a socialist perspective, if you believe in the rights of groups or classes, then you know, you don't have this problem, because you can say that, you know, there's a collective aspect to society, and even if you can have rights as an individual, you can always balance those rights with the society that you live in and the history that you have, and all that kind of stuff. We will have 1 million definitions for liberalism, and so nah, you don't want that. You don't want that. You want a unitary framework, otherwise you're gonna have a very bad time. Yeah. Campsite. You see a campsite. Some old fish are suspended on a spit over a fire that was never lit. Oh god. Pile of fabric is gathered at the base of a large tree nearby. I can check the bundle. A nest of rags lies at the base of a tree. Somebody slept here. The rags are covered in bark chips. There are symbols carved into the tree trunk above. Oh, I can see them. There are 3 distinct sets of symbols. Let's see. First set. There's a book symbol underneath a wave, and then an upwards arrow. A cloud hangs over it all. There are 3. What is it? A book symbol underneath a wave, and then an upwards arrow. Okay. 5 unfamiliar symbols mark the corners of a pentagram. The shape of a person is lying down in the center. Okay. A book symbol sits above a wave. A downward arrow points from the book down through the wave. Okay, we're looking at the fish now. Rotten fish hung from the spit. The fire below had been prepared. Someone must have left in a hurry. I'm good, I guess. Liberalism is whatever I want it to be. You know, that's the right attitude you have to have in life. Yeah, I don't know. My definition of liberalism is like the neoclassical synthesis by like John Stuart Mill, which is that you want to do 2 things. Number 1 is that you are a utilitarian, right? Like Vaush. So a utilitarian is like, you know, you want the state to create the most amount of good for the most amount of people. So what that means is that, yeah, if you have a government, it should be the duty of the government to create like good things for the people it oversees, right? Because like otherwise, would you want a government that was the opposite, like a government that was out there to do like bad things? You know, like the I'm ruining your life party. Would you vote for those guys? I don't know. But you know, that's like the first duty of government, and the second duty of government is to, you know, in the pursuit of those good things, you have to respect the rights of individuals. So you don't, so you know, for example, if you know that killing like 500 people would mean that you would create like, you know, 20 years of prosperity, then you wouldn't do it because those people have a right to life. So the government has to be somewhat limited in what it can and can't do, in order to like, yeah, to like achieve its goals, because otherwise, you know, you have an arbitrary definition. So you have to limit the state on one hand, and you have to like, yeah, within those limitations, make sure that the state is trying to do good things. That's what liberalism is, in my opinion. It's the neoclassical synthesis by John Stuart Mill. Ugh. Oh my god, who's this guy? Can I make him American? He should. Yeah, there's like fighter planes, like why not? A large man is watching you through the billowing smoke of a campfire, idly carving away at a wooden stake. Oh, he doesn't have an arm. He stands as you pull ashore. Stranger, from that look on your face, I'd say you've encountered the local wretches. Take a seat. You join him by the fire. Okay. I've been trying to rid them from this accursed jungle ever since we wrecked here. Okay. The boys called them mind suckers. On account of them, well, affecting the mind. They made us see things, do things. I'd ask you for safe passage away from here, but not until after I've avenged my squadron. Okay. I'm not gonna ask what happened. I get what he's up to. I've met a few would-be rescuers over the years, but none would help me in my fight. Are you any different to the rest? I don't know. I don't know the rest. I guess I can help, yeah. I figured you'd be up for it. You have the look. Listen up. First, we need to find the lost pieces of my squadron mortar. We'll then use that to bombard beasts. Other planes went down to the north and east of where we are now. I'll mark the possible crash sites on your map. You go and see what you can salvage. Well, I already salvaged 2 of the planes without knowing you. Does that help? Okay. Like, how will you honor your squad mates? I've homed out a few of their dog tags. I was gonna sell them! I think I sold one of those! On the tree behind me, it seemed feeding enough. But I've only got the tags from the ones you must understand, I never found the other bodies. Oh god. If I happen to find any of their dog tags, I could add them to the tree with their brothers. I have a number of mechanical doodads that you might find useful. Here, take this one, good fate. I'll give you more for each tag you bring me. Oh, that's good. Found some dog tags. Okay. I thank you. I'll hang them on the tree here as promised. There we go. Dude. Ah. Okay, I have 3 of them. Harvesting platform. 132? I don't have any like crab technology. Maybe this is something I should invest in. What's a good idea? What's 9 times? I'm a mathematician. Why don't I know this? What's 9 times 6? It's 54. Okay, so this one is about as good as this one. This one is slightly better, actually. I guess this is like the best choice for now. Like, I'm not gonna use it this very moment, but it's more practical. Alright. So now we gotta find planes. Special edition fish, yeah. I'm gonna bet on the fact that I am faster than these guys. Special edition, yay. Guys, be honest to me. Be honest with me. Did I accidentally sell one of the dog tags? I don't remember. Like, here's one. I can put it on the cargo. Here's another one. I can put it on the cargo. But like, I legit don't know if I sold the other ones. I would be very disappointed in myself if I did. Oh my god, bro. Oh god. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Storage. We're gonna sell this one. And we're gonna sell this one because we already have like the multi-purpose one. Yeah. The sampling device, we don't really need this either. Okay, hi Hermit. Yeah, hi. Okay, we have 2 dog tags. We can take. Oh wait. I almost forgot. I can sell fish to the lady. Like, let's yes, buy my fish, please. Huh? There we go. Now we sleep. I caught some infection. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So suboptimally. Sad. I hope you recover soon. Ah, one of those things. So what I want to do is go like north and west. Go away, please. Go away. Okay. Time to tell the guy that we have to. Airman, how is it? Oh yeah, how are things going? I found some little cats for you. Are there like these many? Oh my god. I hope there are not these many. I hung them on here as promised. Okay. Pick up. That's all of them. Oh, really? There were only 3? That's good. That I can remember anyways. I can't picture their faces too clearly anymore. Well, what am I supposed to be doing now? You need to find lost pieces of my squad. I already did. The lost pieces of my squadron's mortar. I marked some locations to search them. Okay. So now there's new marks on the map. Let's see what that is. Wait, no, there's no marks on the map. What the? He doesn't want to leave. Alright, I guess. Guess he doesn't want to leave. Point of view game. Count fishing, yeah. It's like fishing on the mangroves. Yeah. Shipyard. First we're doing repairs, and second we're buying explosives. Yes. And in my storage, do I have any bombs? Doesn't seem like it. No. Okay, we're gonna bomb a tree, I guess. Oh my god, this guy, can you leave me alone? Nice. Explode! There we go. Ah. Wait, what did get hurt? I guess it's still working since I caught something. Oh. There's lightning now? Okay. A crook boulder with a small platform. Okay. Okay. I guess if I catch any like a weird fish, I place it in there. Oh, that's nice. I am very confused as for what am I supposed to do now. I thought the guy wanted to leave, now he's asking me to go search for mortar? But I don't know what mortar is. Does anybody speak Spanish or French? Can you tell me what mortar is in Spanish or French? I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I don't know what mortar is. It sounds similar to mortero, and that's like a liquid, you know? It's something you drink. Well, no, it's not something you drink. I mean, you can drink a liquid, I guess, but you don't drink mortar because it's like black and mortier. Yeah, I mean, am I thinking about are we thinking about the same thing? Is it like a black liquid? Okay, well, there's a plane. What is mortar? Net. Asphalt? Yeah, like that's what I think it means. But the guy said we should look for mortar? Oh, how does he want me to pick that up? Mortar. It's a ship, it's not a rig, it's not an oil rig, I can't pick up mortar. Okay, can I research anything right now? I guess I can do this one. What am I thinking of? Okay, no, that I got. Repair, yeah. Okay, let's rest. Let's rest. Asphalt. Yeah. Bomb. I guess there's the mortar that's the bomb. Like, I guess I can buy a bomb here. Do you have any bombs on you? Yeah, there we go. To cargo. There we go. Should be ready. Okay, let's see if on the quest... Okay, so there's one right where he is, apparently. Yeah, what am I supposed to be doing? Sorry, I forgot. The lost pieces of my squadron's mortar. Mark some locations to search on your map. No. Are there any shipwrecks around here? Shipwrecks? No, I don't think it's going on. Oh god. Yeah, but if I look at the map, there are no markings on the map, like... Ah! They are over here, that's the problem. Ah! Okay, so this guy is sending me like the other way. Alright. Well, and here I was thinking that he... Okay. So we're going west, I think. I know how to read a map. No. Wait, where is north here? North. Well, I'm facing on the other direction apparently, so maybe I have to go east. Is east to the... Of course it is. Sometimes I forget. The sun comes out from the east. Okay. Sorry, I don't know my direction. I couldn't tell left from right without using like my hand until I was like 14. That's something. That's whatever, whatever. What's going on here? Ooh. What is this? A heavy wood crate plastered with legal threats and warnings against unauthorized opening. Attention to foreman, Iron Haven Corporation, construction site sector. Okay. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. Legal warning, do not open my Amazon package. Oh, okay, the water is getting a little aggressive here. Whoa. Yeah, the waves are a little aggressive. They are messing up with the flow of the boat. Charge the guy $250 for the wasted diesel fuel and him not making the mark visible immediately. Yeah, no. Yeah, this guy is sending me to like sail the Strait of Hormuz right now, and he's like not sensible to tell me, oh, you have to go like this way. Oh my god, Mexico filter. Yeah. No, this is very red. This is like Is there a country that's like red on the filters? I don't know. I know that like sometimes like Switzerland is given like a blue filter. Ah! No, 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 no. Leave me alone. I am faster than you. Okay, I have a light, thankfully. Okay, yeah, they are forcing me to dock. I will have to. Okay. I can dock without like circumventing, so I guess that's what I'm doing now. Going south now. Oh. Where am I? No, 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 no. Leave. How is not so erudite right wing? She's like an ally of destiny. Like, how more right wing can you get? Yeah. She tried to get the victim of like a sexual assault, well, you know, not sexual assault, but like revenge porn share to like not sue her sailor. She's at least enough of an ally of the patriarchy that, you know, I'm not happy about it. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about right now, it's someone I basically met through Dylan Burns, who I talk to sometimes, like a couple of years ago. And basically I wanted to promote a woman who worked in, like, you know, YouTube psychology. In order to have her do like a small recording on the like last episode of the Quebec series, right? And while I was working on that, there, like I met this girl, and it was recommended. She was recommended to me by like this guy, yeah, by like Dylan. And back then, she told me like, oh, you know, but she's like in the Destiny community, so maybe she will be controversial to you on the basis of that. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know too much about who those people are, to be frank, and that's like my problem, honestly. It's like my own lack of like research back then. And yeah, basically I engaged that. And I mean, I don't think it should be my place to like litigate drama, especially when there's like a court case going on already, but in this court case, she kind of approached a victim of like possible revenge porn sharing in order to dissuade her from like suing, not suing, I would say disengaging her harasser, right? How's the conservatism video going, by the way? Very good. It's going well. Right now I finished sourcing. It has 120 sources. Well, not sources, but like citations. And what I'm working on right now is actually producing the video. But I also have like a couple of things to do with the 2 universities I'm working on, which prevent me from doing the video full time. And you know, I guess it's very inconvenient. But... oh. Stone shrine, 2 malformed fish writhing under the sun. What? I think this guy, what was he sending me to do exactly? I don't get the sense that I am... I feel very lost. 2 universities? Yeah, I have 2 university projects right now. One of them is like I'm helping one university design a class, and I am helping another university with like, you know, my own degree and stuff. So, you know, this year I caught myself in between a lot of jobs, so though I thought I would have like a lot of time to make the conservatism video, it is taking a lot more of my energy to do it than I first anticipated. And that's fine. It's like a normal thing that happens with someone that's like a creative. You get a lot of opportunities all the time, and you have to like pick and choose between the opportunities you pursue. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay, so this guy said he marked things on my map, but I don't think he marked anything that's useful. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, no, 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 no. My light is failing. They told me the cheap one. Okay. Yeah, so I have 2 projects. One of them is like YouTube related, I guess, because it's like a university that said, oh, would you help us design like an online class and we will pay you for it? And yeah, like that's what I'm doing. But there's also another one that's just my own university stuff, aspirations, that kind of thing. I much prefer to work on things that pursuits. Okay, okay. Retrieve mortar pieces. I found an airman in Twisted Strand who crashed there some years ago. He's the only one surviving of his squadron. He doesn't want to leave until he's his fellow aviators killed by mind suckers apparently, and to help with his plan. Find the frame, find the barrel. Light the statues. No, I think I'm wrong. I think I actually have to go to the other island. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think his friends crashed here. I'm not I'm not seeing anything that would be indicative of that. Yes. Okay, we're going back to the other island. Ah. Am I getting Subnautica right now? There was a time when I was playing Subnautica and I basically got so confused at what the game wanted me to do that I just tuned out of it because I didn't know what to do anymore, right? Yeah. It's like, oh my god, there's so many things to do, the world is so big. Da, 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 da. The question mark? I mean, no, that's like an oil rig. I don't think it's an oil rig. Oh god. That can be very dangerous for a boat, I think. Yeah, look. It's an oil rig. It's DLC content. You dug at a small wet metal wall, forging legs stretched on to lifting a mountain of metal into the sky. Yeah, no, I'm busy doing something else right now. Okay, so I'm looking for a barrel. Oh, alright, so these are probably like the oil rigs packages? Yeah. Oh. I feel like I did something very dangerous by staying there to fish. I got away with it though. Okay, we're back at the fucky island, I guess. Research. We're gonna research the rod. With this we get rid of like a thing, and then I go to my storage. And I'm placing these boxes because I don't know what to do with them really. And we're also placing the jewelry. This is for like the end of the game, and now we rest. Yeah. Okay, so this guy wants me to find a barrel. Okay, yeah. Mortar, frame, barrel. He hasn't marked anything on the map, but I don't think he means... Okay, let's look carefully. Let's use the power of applied mathematics here. Okay, there's an airplane here. So we're taking out the map. And in this position, we are adding this green flag, which means there's an airplane. Green flag means airplane. So you consider not so erudite right-wing because of how she handled the situation. I mean, she's also politically allied with like a Democrat, liberal kind of internet space, and in my opinion or estimation, liberals who approach liberalism from a perspective of like institutional survival are, right-wing. And yes, they are what you call liberal conservatives, because there are two ways that you can be a liberal. Number one is like a liberal that's okay, here we have another ship, another airplane. Yes, there are liberals that come to liberalism basically through the will to make the state better and to use some certain idea of like scientific governance to what would I say, get society to improve. And then there's your Kamala Harris kind of liberals, which are more about, we have to defend democracy, we have to protect institutions, we have to keep society exactly as it is, and, we have to defend like the private market, because the private market is like not necessarily even good, but like the best system that we could have at the expense of other systems, like it's the best thing there could be. And in my opinion, that's like a conservative approach. It's like, who said that liberalism is the best system except for all the other ones? Winston Churchill. And Winston Churchill was like a racist, imperialist, right-wing, like everything bad about modern politics right now, that's like Winston Churchill. So yeah, I guess in my estimation, there are liberals who approach liberalism from like a conservative standpoint, and what makes that conservative standpoint is like whether or not you are defending institutions, I guess, standing against them. And if you are a liberal, and in a sense that the point of your liberalism is to defend institutions, then you're basically a conservative, because the way you arrive to liberalism is through a conservative framework, right? Through the thing of like, I like things as they are right now, and my goal in life is to prevent the erosion of things as they are right now. And that is what we call conservatism. Like, really, that's what it is. It's when you have a politics designed to conserve a status quo, like a tradition, a way of doing things, that sort of thing. So just on the precept, that's like one thing that I consider conservative, and as far as I know, the whole like Destiny Circle is like that, they are not only are they like interested in being like essentially like a Democrat promotion network, I guess I would say. I'm very scared now. Did I do it right? Oh my god, I did it right. Okay. Huh. Is there like a mental health thing I can do right now? Like breathe in, breathe out? What if they defend institutions because they see it as the best vehicle for improvement? I guess in that case, they have the responsibility to confirm that belief. And if institutions constantly show that they are not a vehicle for improvement, or that they have some problems that, you know, they are like unable to resolve, then they have a responsibility to break up and remake those institutions. But if you are protective of, for example, the American system, because it is the American system, right? Then your position is conservative from the get-go. Like, you are arguing for something that you have like attachments to, and you want it to continue existing because you like that it exists. But it doesn't come from a place of like rational enlightenment, like oh, my eye keeps shaking? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't come from a position of like rational enlightenment, like critical thinking. You know, we have to treat the state as like an experiment. We have to do scientific governance in order to see how we can improve on like the things that exist. The best liberals, in my estimation, if I had to point to liberals that I know and respect, I would be looking at, for example, like online. I think Sam Cedar, for example, he's a good liberal. I think Mehdi Hassan, for example, he's a good liberal. I think Soren Mamdani is a liberal. He's like okay tier, right? Yeah, there's like Dark Matter 2525. He's also like a liberal. You know, these guys, Dark Matter is like a veteran of the US Army. Like, you'd imagine that someone who's as left-wing as me would not have like positive feelings about a vet, but you know, in my head it's like, no, he's super nice. I would he's the kind of guy that if I had children, I would be very happy to like let him babysit them even. I mean, of course, I think he'd need to agree to that, but like he's someone that comes across to me as a good enough person that's something I would oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, my mental health. Oh, my comment is not seen. Weird, did I mention something? No, I think it's just that YouTube is like, it has like an AI moderation thing right now. I don't know how to turn it off, but like I see your comments, like the question mark. I saw that you mentioned a question mark, but like I don't know what to. What? I didn't see any question marks. I'm sorry. Like let me look at the map. The question mark was like this, the oil rig. The X's here are like the torches that need to be lit. And here is a guy that that thinks I should okay. I'm gonna buy a bomb. I wanna buy a bomb. So I'm going to the shipyard. Bomb. To storage. No, I don't want you in the storage. I want you on the dock. There we go. No, the Mamdani comment. Ah. Oh yeah, I did not see it. Ha. Ha, okay. Well, what did you say about Mamdani? Like, he's liberal, right? Like, we can all agree he's a liberal. He works, like, within the DNC and, you know, he's a member of the DSA, which is, like, the American Democratic Socialist thing, but that's a very liberal organization, in the sense that participates in elections, has more or less liberal framework, that kind of thing. At least I don't get the impression that you know, the DSA is like a revolutionary party. I don't know, like Bolshevik style. They are liberals. They work within the institutional framework of like the American Republican liberalism. Okay, I've come to realize those guys are not that bad. Like, you can just maneuver them, outmaneuver them. Oh, I see. You can trap them there. I am so lost. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for. Okay, I found jewelry. I guess this. Some earrings. Okay. There's wood here. I'm looking for mortar. You know, I have to ask the guy, because I'm very lost. Ah. Well. Okay. I'm mostly just driving around and catching fish, which is like what I wanted to do in this game. But I am psychologically frustrated at the fact that there's apparently a puzzle that I can't solve. Okay, so I'm sending this to storage, and then on the net there is fish. I'm selling this fish. Mortar barrel! I had it on me all the time! Astaghfirullah. Okay. I had it on me. Bro, this sucks. Basically, I had explored the map so much already that I wasn't aware that I already had like the quest item. Oh my god. Why didn't I think of that? Like, why didn't that cross my mind? Yeah, you have this item you can't find anywhere. Maybe you have it already. I don't know. Like, maybe check your inventory, girl. Maybe check your inventory. Maybe look at the things you already have. Oh my god, I am so frustrated. This is so bad. Okay, my guy, you wanted some mortar? I got you some mortar. Here, man. I found parts of the mortar. Okay. You found one component, but still missing a piece. Nearly there. Keep looking. Keep looking? Oh my god. I returned the barrel. Okay, so frame. Oh! Or maybe the AI is too anti-yapper code. Yeah, no. I just like YouTube right now is pushing AI very hard on both creators and viewers. It's rewarding AI content, it's rewarding AI slop. I am not happy about that, but I would be much unhappier on Twitch. Like Twitch is not you don't want. Oh, this is the mortar frame. Oh, chingue su madre, güey. Ya tenía todo, valió verga. Choqué tanto. I literally had everything on my box. This is so bad. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry of stress because of a video game. Okay, guy, here's like that's a lot. Now we're like work on assembling the mortar. You can get started on the next phase of the plan. Whatever. You may have noticed some contraptions in the lagoons around here. I've assembled those traps for the mine suckers. We just need to lure them in there. Once they're in, you see, I can fire on them with our new mortar and that'll be the end of them. No more nightmares. Mark the locations of the traps on your map. Got it? I understand. We need to make 3 special baits from different combinations of fish. Okay. This one takes 3 fish. Second one. A catfish and a where? And last one. Okay, so he wants eel. That's all for now. That's everything. It means you solved the problem without even noticing? Yeah, but that's a bad thing. That's not a thing that I want to happen. Okay, net. I can't take these to the inventory. I have to, like, fish. Ah, chingue su madre. YouTube is willing to drain off the water in your game. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of like the AI bros are like, don't you know that water is like a renewable resource? Like, why are you so worried about water use? And you know, the simple answer to that is that it's not. Obviously, it is a renewable resource, but like, the problem is that AI data centers need what do you call them? They need very dry air to work effectively, so you have an incentive to put them in areas that are dry, and in areas that are dry you still need water for cooling, right? So something you can do, and that most people do in order to like sustain these data centers, is to put the AI data centers in deserts or semi-deserts, like in Mexico. And the thing is that when you do that, like you go to communities, for example, that have very vulnerable water sources, and you basically exhaust them so that the AI can like run on, you know, on like an optimal setting where it has like water. Yeah, where it has like water, and it also has like dry air. Water vapor is a greenhouse gas too. Yeah. Airman. Okay, you fucker. I'm starting to dislike him. Like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I'm just frustrated. But I'm starting to dislike him. He's sending me on like the most rage-inducing errands I have engaged. Okay, at least this one I can give it in one go. I am rage baited. I am rage baited. You can load this into a trap, then get clear from it. When the trap springs will fire it upon the mortar. Make sure you bring back proof that things that you're here. Okay. Sure. You know anything about the bait? Where do they put the bait? In one of the traps I've constructed in the lagoons, there may be... Do you know anything about the bait? No, bro. I'm good. That's everything. So in your framework, defending existing institutions makes someone a conservative? Yes! If you defend institutions to the point that, you know, there's like ongoing problems that institutional renewal would resolve, and then... But you're just so loyal to institutions that like you don't allow them to evolve, and you say, oh, we have to protect them no matter what, right? Like if you're Kamala Harris about it, if you're like a defend democracy type, but your defend democracy framework does not... Oh! 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 I mean, okay. Oh! This is so gross. Okay. The rest of the carcass sinks out of sight. Okay. Yeah. You know, institutions can be good things. Like, that's the thing. You don't have to be, like, 100% revolutionary. Let's break everything, destroy all the things, right? In order to have, like, a progressive framework. But you have to always be critical of power. The moment where you start taking, like, the DNC kind of position where your stance is like, oh, you know, institutions are good, and even if they're failing, we have to defend them. Even if they're not providing people with like the things that they need and want in order to be happy, we have to defend them. That is conservatism. Because you care more about like institutions than about whether the institutions are performing in the interest of what you want them to do. You know, in the interest of what you want them to perform. Institutions are there to serve people. It's not the case that people are there to like serve institutions. And I guess that's the problem I have with a certain sort of liberal that basically has the opinion that, oh, you know, we have to defend democracy from like Orban and Putin and like all these people. But, you know, if we could make like Ukraine exactly like Germany right now, if I had a magic wand that could turn Ukraine into Germany, I'm pretty sure that a lot of Ukrainians would be very happy to have their living standards rise and to have their, you know, their opportunities expanded with like good universities and good services and things like that. But the problem is that Germany is not in a good place right now. I have a creature corpse to show you. Okay. He pokes at it with his knife, testing the rubbery meat. Okay. Yes, this is one of these progress that allows me to go there. Yeah. So if we could take, like, if we could transform, what am I even saying? Yeah, like Ukraine into Germany, Ukraine would be a society where the leader is incredibly unpopular. Ukraine would be a society where there would be like a rising far-right movement. Ukraine would be a society where, you know, there were people discussing militarization and all these kinds of things. So I guess what I want you to be sensitive to is the fact that institutions in like the Western model are not necessarily a good thing if you compare them to the standards of like the Western model itself. If you are looking at, you know, the West from the point of view of like, I don't know, Iran, for example, and you are saying that, oh, it's much better to be gay in the West, or it's much better to be like, I don't know, like a businessman in the West, you are completely right. But it doesn't mean that these are not societies without problems, and I think that the institutional focus often makes people very blind to the fact that the societies that we live in are not perfect. And that makes them blind to possible improvements they could have, like, you know, in terms of like climate change, green energy reform, all these good things that we've been saying for 20 years we wanted to make, right? Like, there's even people resigning on like smoker-free areas right now because like MAGA doesn't like that, you know, they think it's woke. So that's the thing, you know, you don't have to be like blindly loyal to institutions. Institutions are there to serve us. If they don't serve us, then they're not good. and someone who is attached to institutions that are failing simply because they allowed for, you know, like a previous mode of development that was like okay tier, right? Then that's a conservative, because they're interested in conserving a way of doing things rather than doing things specifically in order to achieve like objectives. What makes conservatism, and here I'm basically spoiling my video, right? is not it's not a system of ideas, because there are many conservatisms. It's just a way of thinking where you are attached to traditions, where you're attached to forms, right? And if you are a Democrat and what you want is for the Democrats to win, but you don't want the Democrats to like improve, you are a conservative. And this is not news, you know, there are conservative Democrats. There's like a subset of the DNC that supports, for example, the pro-life position. And there are Democrats like Ezra Klein, for example, that believe that in order to make the Democrats a more viable party in the United States, then they should, you know, start running pro-life candidates in red states, right? Which is basically giving up on women's rights in order to like protect institutions and like a way of doing things. And like, you know, I'm a woman. How do you think it makes me feel that the DNC is basically saying like, oh, your rights are expendable? Yeah, your rights are expendable if they allow us to like win elections, right? That's not something I would be very happy about. But yeah, like that's my point. I am focused on rights. I am focused on like yeah, on like improving society, making sure that like rights are covered and things like that. And I am not invested in like a political party or another. I will vote for like whatever party gets like the state to behave in such a way that people have more rights and freedoms. And you know, I'm not American, so I will never vote for the DNC. So I guess you know, if you ever wonder, you know, like, Ravine, when will you ever endorse like the Democrats or something, I don't have to. It doesn't matter if I do. Oh my god. AI companies should just create moist farms? I mean, Skywalker's family did. Something slither into your cargo. What? What the fuck? No, the catfish! I needed that one. No, why couldn't you infect any of the other ones? Oh, I needed that one. Yeah, anyway, fuck institution. Okay. I don't care about institutions, I'm not loyal to institutions. I care about, like, things actually being... Oh my god, my catch has been tainted by spores. Let me... No! Ah! Please don't hit the catfish, don't hit the catfish, don't hit the catfish. Oh no. Oh no, they are... Oh god, this is not good. I need to sleep. Okay, Operation Go to Bed has to start. Operation Go to Bed has to start. No, they killed my catfish. This is so terrible. Ah! What? What? What was that? It's the first time I see tentacles in this game. Okay. Well, I'm lucky I'm very fast, I have to say. What the hell was that? Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, never have pro-institutional politics. Like, if you're... I guess something that bothers me about all these, like, you know, plant, I guess, you know, pro-democrat, like, influencers kind of thing, right? Is that you are a citizen. You know, you are not a politician. You don't have to speak in such a way that's kind of like compliant and exclusive of like politicians not delivering like what you want them to deliver, right? Like, if you are a citizen, you are in the perfect place to make demands, right? To ask for reform, to ask for things to get better. You don't have to be like a leftist to do that, but you know, you have to be able to observe the problems in your community or in your city or wherever you might be and say, okay, these problems are things that require solutions, and you are not in the business of making excuses for the government as for why they can't do the things they can or cannot do, right? Like, what you gotta do is just observe problems critically, and that's it. And I guess it's counterproductive if you decide to be like the person who's saying like, you know, for example, oh, oh, okay, this is so gross. This piece of flesh is about as big as a hauling net. Like, I don't know why I have to take such a big one. Ew, ew. Rip catfish 2026 2026. It was such a good catfish. It was like my favorite catch. I am so upset. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think society, you know, the government should fear society. And the government will never fear society if we're always making excuses for like why they don't do certain things. Like, I don't know, I guess it's a very American mindset in Europe, especially France, where I was born and where I'm more familiar with things. You know, people protest all the time for like very minor things. It's like, we are raising the price of cheese for like €2, and you know, people go out to the streets and they burn shit. we don't really make excuses. Can you? People hate the president. Like, I don't think since I was born there has ever been a popular French president. He's always hated. And yeah, I guess I think that's a good attitude to have. You know, you have to hate your politicians. You have to be critical and cynical of them. You have to look at them as people who are there to perform things such that you can make a good use of your life and your time. And there's no gains to be made of like saying, oh, you know, these guys, you know, they have a split Congress, they're not able to like name a Supreme Court like Obama couldn't when he was about to leave. Like, why are you making excuses for this person? Like, go out and protest and like you know, burn a car, or well, not burn a car, I can't say that, but like, you know, protest effectively, protest in such a way that like your will is known, and your expectations are known, and like you know, the things you have to do are to make your life better, are always part of a public discourse, right? Like, I don't know. I guess the US has a very different political culture. I'm not really in the headspace of like being so conformist, I guess. You know, in Mexico we're not that especially conformist, and And we elected like 2 left-wing governments right now, like AMLO and Sheinbaum, and at least I'm very happy with like AMLO and Sheinbaum. Like, you know, they're not perfect, but I have like disability payments right now, and I have money for studying right now, and you know, I know very poor people who could have been like captured into a life that was very uncomfortable, but they are kind of doing okay now because the state makes sure that they have like a minimum of money, and like all that was achieved by a candidate that was just like throughout his life told that he has like goals that were too ambitious, that you know AMLO is basically like Jeremy Corbyn. He has invited like Jeremy Corbyn actually to speak on a couple of occasions. To like when he was president, Jeremy Corbyn came to visit us a couple of times, and we were like, ooh, you're gonna fall for the trap, you're gonna fall for the trap. Take that, yippee. I'm blind signing him so the target. Okay. Sure. Okay. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, just like, if you're a citizen in a democracy, just like, I don't know, treat your representatives as like your employees, right? You don't have to mean to your employees, but you have to have expectations on them that they should do things for you. And I guess what bothers me about like the American like democracy culture is that it's not really a democracy in the sense that people feel like they have to make their will known. It's more like if you are like left wing or left of center to like whatever degree, you feel compelled to like be in the Democratic Party, make excuses for the Democratic Party, and if the Democratic Party does not make you happy, all you can say is like, well, at least they're not as bad as the other guys, so you vote blue no matter who, even as the blue is not any good, right? And I don't think that's a good political culture. I think you should expect, you know, you should learn to have expectations. Raise your standards, girl. Like, I don't know, it comes across so much like these like abusive boyfriends that tell you like, oh, you know, you're going to, your life is gonna suck without me. Like, you know, the other guys you could be dating, they're so much worse than I am, so you have to stay with me. You have to stay with me because I will be better than whatever other guy you can get. And that's like such a despondence of low expectations. Like, why do you have to, number one, tolerate that? Number two, tolerate someone who treats you like that? I don't know, that's I'm gonna stop. I think I'm gonna put a cordon sanitaire on this subject for now. Okay, my guy, I'm gonna show you corpses. You drop the flesh onto the ground and he keeps it a few slashes with the knife. It rolls a little. Another one taken care of. One remains by my count. Let's finish this. Oh, you have more? You drop the large blood carcass in front of the airman. His eyes fill with sadistic delight. He bends down and plunges his knife into the soft flesh, falls away before the blade revealing a glint of metal. With a sickening tear, he wrests it from where it was embedded in the flesh of the creature. He holds it aloft. You recognize it as a necklace glistening in gore. Well, fisherman, some fortune at last. This ought to fetch a decent price for the right collector. Here, why don't you take it? Sure. He stands back from the corpse. A melancholic look comes over his face. Now, well, that's that, I suppose. What will you do now? Can't say for sure. I thought I'd be asking you for an escort away from this place, but this has become somewhat of a home of mine. Doesn't feel right to leave my brothers here. I think I shall stay a while longer. In the meantime, I can make up for some special bait for you. It ought to help you with your fishing. Can you make some bait? A small portion of bait. Okay. Right now we can make some fresh stuff if you like. I'll need some fish first. Any type will do. But the more you give me, the more bait I can make. Oh yeah. No, I'm fine. I don't. I'm not looking to like yeah, bait right now. I watched a video of a kid who intentionally did not call Macron sir, and he immediately gave the kid a lecture why he does not have the white hair to insult him like that. Ah yeah, he didn't even insult him. I know the video you're talking about. He just called him Manu, because his name is like Emmanuel, right? Right. Oh, sorry. Right. So he was like, "Salut Manu," and calling someone in France like a Manu is like overly familiar, I would say. It's like you calling someone that's named Richard like Dick, I guess. So Macron, he was kind of like, why would you call me that, dude? Like, I'm the president. You have to respect me and respect the office and whatever, right? But part of me was like, dude, if you are, why are you this petty, right? Like, it's a kid. You know, I guess it's my way of seeing it, but if I had like a 9-year-old, like on the back of my seat, right? Yeah, imagine like a 9-year-old sitting on the back of your car, and then this 9-year-old is calling you like stupid shit, right? And then you say like, I'm sorry, 9-year-old, you have to address me as doctor, whatever, right? Like, because I have a PhD, I work very hard on it, and you can't like undermine my title and position by like not respecting the fact that I gave so much work and so much of my time to like this society, right? Like, you're being a very disrespectful 9-year-old, right? And I'm like, dude, get over yourself. Yeah, like, do you think we care? Do you think a kid is gonna care? Like, no, get over yourself, please. No. Didn't he dry his body to his beloved teacher? I don't know what he did. Yeah, no. I feel sad for the guy in the sense that he was groomed, but you know, I care about him mostly in the sense that he's the president of France, and as the president of France, he's not doing well. Like, a lot of people are of the opinion that, oh wait, I can do something really fucked right now. Look at this. Well, not that. That's not what I meant to do. I'm gonna manifest. Yes. Bow. There we go. Workshop. The workshop looks as it has to go inside. You enter, taking a moment to let your eyes adjust to the dim light. You find some horrifying creations among the dead statues. The sign of ruin and the arterial engine? What? The bony blades of this grotesque engine are driven by a pulsing heart. It beats in time with your... Oh my god, bro. Sign of ruin. A symbol of the deep is carved into this small talisman. It's sure to draw the attention of those attuned to it. Ah, okay, it's a fishing hook. I guess. I'm not gonna take those for now. I'm going to the ruined mansion, talking to the guy. You enter the house, carrying the ornate necklace. The collector recognizes it almost immediately. An excellent find. It demands pride of place in my collection. He sweeps aside some scraps on a dusty table candle, wax pulling in its corners. He places the necklace carefully in the clearing. I suppose you'll be demanding recompense as well. Once more he opens the book. Dust pouring from the pages as he reads aloud. You begin to feel weak, but you're rooted to the spot, knees on the verge of buckling. atrophy. As he finishes speaking, you feel blood rushing back to your legs. Strange feeling of power grows in your chest. We're so close. One more remains. I loathe to suggest it, but the abyssal plane on the approach to Devil's Spine is a likely candidate. See what you can find. I'll mark a location on your map where you can begin your search. Okay. Nothing, I'll be going. Yeah, we know what he's gonna say. He's not really interested in talking to me. But, like, I don't know. I have so much money right now. on the game. I wish I had, like, so much money IRL. I'd go, like, visit my partner again. Okay, trader. Dude, I have so much garbage for you. Can you get it off my hands? Yeah. Yeah, take it. Take all of it. I don't care about jewelry. Okay, I'm going to the painter. So you found a scrap of fabric. Let me see. Do you want to attach it now? Yes. As you wish. I'm gonna leave. Okay, so I have a new power supposedly. Reap the corpses of any fish in your sights. Long range. Ooh, is this like an automatic fisher? Let's see. Oh my god. Ruin has visited these creatures. They shall not recover. Take all. What? Did I... Does that like destroy a fishing spot forever? That's terrible. I didn't want to do that. Oh my god, that's so bad. Okay, fishmonger. Okay, take that. You know, I haven't used the what's it called, the craft pot, so I'm gonna get one. Okay, craft pot. Placing you here. Because the guy told me that he wanted me to like get him crab. So now I'm doing like what I actually said I was gonna do. Banish, lights, foghorn, spyglass, crab pot. There we go. Oh, okay, so it's like there. Okay. Alright. Coastal. Yeah, I don't have the right route right now. I guess I can go fishing for shark. Oh my god. I thought I was fishing in the ocean. I wanted to fish in the ocean. There we go, another shark. Ah, didn't get it. That's unlucky. Ooh, another special shark. There we go. This is a shallow. should get the good rod. I don't think this rod is all that good. Oh well. You know what? Right now I have like a troll net, but I don't think the troll net is like the most useful thing I could be using. Because the troll net requires me to... Okay. I'm gonna sell these back to the ship, right? Yeah, take these from me, lady. So when you take... Can you put it here? Yeah, that's good enough. Then I sell you this one. And then I buy like the super rod. And sell it here. And now we basically got like all the good fishing stuff. We don't have automatic fishing, which is like not ideal, but we could have... Oh, we actually can. Coastal and shallow. Okay, this changes things. Let me see. Huh. Well, is this like an RPG game where you're a fisherman? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. This is a game where I fish. Okay, to cargo. There we go. What else? What else? So now I can fish at any depth and any fish. But also, when it comes to rods, I can get this one. Okay, so there are class specific ones. So if I go to the shipwright, and then I get the improved one, I can install it here. Ah, fuck you. You won't let me. Yeah, refund me, please. I don't think I can use that. Okay. Okay, lady, okay. You don't have that much to sell me, I think. You already have this full. Why troll when black magic is so much destructive? I don't know, I don't like using black magic. Like, I think I destroyed like a fishing settlement, you know? Like, that's not good. Everything is telling me to go over here, but I want to do quests first. Like, I'm keeping that for the next stream. Right now we're going to do quests. Common crab, fiddler crab, blue mackerel, catch a rare fish. Goliath tigerfish, coelacanth, conger eel. They start to rot pretty quickly in the sun. In the center of the eel cliffs. Okay. First off, let's see if this guy... A fiddler crab. Okay. The quests... okay, I can remove the markers, I think. There we go. And now the quests wants one common crab and one fiddler crab. I guess I can leave the rod there for the day. This is blue mackerel. Okay. I know there's an island where cultists are. Maybe this one? Yeah, that one. That one, that one, that one. And they wanted a blue mackerel, and now I have a blue mackerel, so I guess I can just give them that. Oh, you know where I can use the magic on the mangrove, because like in there I don't care at all. Fulfill the hunger. Sure. With expert precision, they plunge their hands through the gullet of the fish and tear out the heart. They stuff it into their mouths unceremoniously. More, still empty. They point to another. This one looks like a tiger mackerel. Okay. The tiger mackerel is like a special mackerel. Let me. Okay. I have an encyclopedia precisely for this. Coastal. Blue mackerel. Many-eyed. Okay, no. Coastal. No. I just want coastal shallow. Okay. Let's see. Do we have a tiger mackerel? There we go. It's found on the Gale Cliffs. Okay. And the common crab. Ooh, I got all the good ones. That's great. Now I can come to the guy. Complete the quest. Have you got any crabs for the order? Yeah. Don't forget, if your crab pots get a bit worn out, yeah, don't worry. I'm basically on late game and I'm not using them. Okay. The fishmonger wraps up the crabs and hands you some money. This'll do. Okay, yeah. Glad you got use of that old pot. You can always buy more here. Repair damage once at the shipyard. I forgot what accent or voice I gave him. I have one final request for you. As you've seen, some fish around here can develop odd deformities. What do you think happens to a person that eats the flesh of one of these mutants? Well, they probably get sick or go mad, I guess mad. Well, perhaps, but I won't know for sure. Bring me a mutant fish, any will do. Just keep this between the two of us. Okay. Are you gonna eat a mutant? Are you gonna eat an aberration? That guy is crazy. Of all the people, of all the places in the game that has a cult, yeah, just like a normal island. I like, wait, no, I am going north. I want to go south. What am I doing? Okay, this guy wants an aberration. I'm gonna bring him an aberration. Oh wait, no. Like, actually, there's a fast way to get aberrations, actually. Yeah, this one. Oh wait, no. I don't have to use like fucking terrible magic. I found the spot. Uh-huh. Ah putain. Okay, there we go. That's is that an aberration? Yeah. A fangled cod. I can't believe that guy wants to eat one, but okay. Have a crab. Okay. Alright, my guy. Have you got any of those mutants with you now? Yes. Remember, any aberrant fish will suffice. I suspect they're all the same underneath. Sure. The fishmonger takes the aberrated fish from you. He clutches it close to his chest, wringing his hands around its slimy body. Yes, this should do nicely. Here's what the fish is worth. Why don't you take these two? They're no use of me. Okay. Do you hear that? It sounds like the faintest whispering. You listen. Silence. In the stillness of the room, the fishmonger's hands begin to tremble. His face grows anguished. No. Please tell what you need, then leave. I must deal with this creature. Quickly now. What creature? The fishmonger's door slams behind you. You hear the heavy scraping of a metal bar sliding across it. Okay, I guess I can't sell him fish anymore. That's disappointing. Did I just lose like my marketplace? Did I fuck up? No! Okay. No, that's the fucking oil rig. I'm trying to get to the... Okay, so there's the cult, there's the island, and I am looking for Inkfell. Yes. We are here to do altruistic services to the community. There are many people who require fishermen to just kind of do things, right? Like we're needed in the spot. So yeah. Oh, I had not seen this. I wonder what that is. Photographer. Oh, she's gonna be British as well. Hello, sorry, would you step out of the way for a moment here in my shot? You move to the side. A few seconds later, the photographer sighs in exasperation, mutters to herself. Okay. They simply went to... what's the matter? The angle of these lens is all wrong. I'll never get a close-up shot of anything with this. And the others, I fear they were lost or revolt. She sighs again and looks off to the west. I was sailing from Star Basin, you see, squeezing my boat through a narrow gap between two islands. And then I crashed into some coral. Okay. I thought I heard something in the water behind me, so I dreaded not to stop. If you were able to retrieve the lenses for me, let me see. She rummages through what few belongings survived her trip. I have a spare camera here that I won't need. You're welcome to it, if you can find those lenses. I'll mark with your map where I think I lost them. Sure. Sure, lady. Yeah, I want to undock. There's... Are those your lenses? Did you drop them like literally in front of where you are? Is this what literally happened? Like right there? Oh no, this is just a bag of doubloons, whatever. That would have been really funny, by the way. Like, oh, I don't know where they are, and then they're literally there. Okay, we're going east from here to Inkfell. We're at a bit of an odd angle. There we go. There's my little island. Now from here, we want a tiger. No, this is not a tiger. Not a tiger. Not a tiger. I am told that at the center of this island... No, 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 no! Oof. Oh god, that was bad. How bad did I get hurt? Not that bad, actually. I can take a couple of hits more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where are you? Where are you? Elo. Okay. Sprouting eel. Okay, I'm guessing they want a normal one, not like the freak show one. Why are you giving me weird ones? I want a normal one. They're for cooking. I'm not gonna give. Okay, let's turn the lights on. Seems to be more eels there. Why not? There we go. Normal eel. But now I'm also looking for mackerel. So is this mackerel? Okay, no, I can't. Come on. Is this, nope. Need to go relatively to the open sea. What is that? I don't think I've ever seen that fish before. What? Yeah, you know, I have not fished at night enough. In this game, I have not fished at night enough. There's a lot of creatures I'm not recognizing. Oh god. Okay. Oh my god, no, don't turn on. The fishmonger being euphoric with the fish though. Do you think he's getting like freaky with them? I don't know. Like, I need to have a moment with this creature immediately. Okay. Dude, why did you have to put like that thought in my head? Oh god, that's so disgusting. I guess he gets lonely with the fish sometimes, and you know, they're they're relatively moist, like maybe once in his life he thought like, what if I, you know, I'm not saying that I want to, but what if I Is it rotting? No, it's still. What if I, you know, it's a slow business day. It's gonna go bad anyway. Would be a waste of fish if I don't. Okay. Time to like Tokyo drift this. Is this a mackerel? Where the hell is the mackerel? I swear there's... Okay, so there's a resident that needs a rotting eel, and I have a stale eel. No, this is not the one. This is not the one. Okay, this is the fish that I'm looking for. The tiger mackerel. There we go. I'm catching a lot of very nice fish right now. I don't even want to imagine his bathroom. Bruh. Why are you saying this? I'm not saying I'm into fish, but you know, if I was... It gets lonely here. I don't... Fuck. But it's like, you know, it's moist, you can open it. Sometimes smells like the thing, like... You want... This is... Oh my god. Okay. Okay, let me check. I need to confirm something. Is it rotting? No, it's stale. Oh fuck. I need it rotting! Guess I'm gonna go to bed. Rest. I'm gonna feel really bad if I give my friends, the cultists, like a rotting. There we go. Stale, stale. Okay, so there's a lady here that wants a rotting eel. I guess because it's a delicacy. So, Inkfell resident. What is it? Here's the aged conger eel. Yeah, perfect. This will do wonderfully. I can offer you a small sum, thanks. Okay. Safe travels. Okay. Retired whaler. What is it? Are there any shipwrecks around here? There's a wreck around the Gale Cliffs. Anything else? Have you heard any strange things in the area? Yeah. Some time ago, just after the last whale was brought in, was a sudden exodus from Gale Cliffs. Dozens of ships sailed past, packed up and hurrying away, nothing as fast as their could. They were raving and shouting something at us from their boats, but we couldn't make it out. Never did see any of them. Okay. And what can you tell me about Inkfell? Inkfell used to be a whaling town. Emphasis on the used to be. We would go out bringing carcass and then... But the whaling got scarce some 20 years ago, and now look at us, barely scraping for a new candle. Anything else? Nah, that's good. I don't think whaling is ethical, so like... You know, I'm not happy that your town went broke, but... I'm glad you stopped whaling. She's going to make jelly? You know, I want to believe that's what she's doing. I don't want to think that the lady just like enjoys her eels fucking like rotten, disgusting like that. Okay, wait. Here we can do like the teleport thing. Yes, and now we have a fast access to the cultist. Look! I've acted so quickly. Now we can use the boat. Yeah, let's go. We're very fast now, oh my god. Okay guys, more still empty. I got you. Again, they reap the pleasure of the fish, drawing out its heart. It's consumed as quickly as first. Almost fulfilled. They point to the snake mackerel. Do I know where those are? Okay, wait. Let's take a second to think. Catch a snake mackerel. Okay. Snake mackerel. Okay, so what is the snake mackerel? What can you tell me about your lunch of preference? Okay, so it's coastal. You can catch it with a hook or you can hold it. And if we look at the encyclopedia and check on the coastal, we will see that the snake... no, it's probably gonna be on the first page just because it's not an aberration. Snake mackerel. You find it on the devil's spine. Ah. Okay. 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 Japan is still whaling, though. Yeah, I don't like that Japan is whaling. Like, that's not something I support. Okay, so now we're going north and slightly east. And there we go. Yeah, I was having that conversation with someone as far as it pertains to, like, Zionism, for example. You know, there's this argument that a lot of Zionists are making, which is that, you know, Zionist is like an euphemism for Jew. So, you know how there will be some people that, you know, might want to say like a bad thing about women, but instead of saying like women, because that's like outright misogynist, they will say something like, oh, white women, right? And that way they can like code misogyny in like a concealer, you know. It's like putting a, what would you call it, like a silencer to your gun. Or, you know, if you wanna say something mean about like black people, for example, instead of saying what you think outright, what these people do is that they say, oh no, it's not the race, it's the culture, right? Like they find euphemistic ways to continue saying like the sort of vile stuff they normally say. And in response to that, like there's things, you know, there's like a thing that Zionists argue, and it's that you know, the attempt to say something against Jews right now is that you use a silencer, which is Zionist. So, you know, if you're an anti-Semite and you don't want to say Jews, like what you say is Zionist. And, you know, the leftist critique to that is that, you know, Zionism is not a race, it's an opinion. In fact, the majority of Zionists are not even Jews. They're like Christian evangelicals that want to like trigger the rapture or something like that, right? But, you know, the defense to that opinion is that no, you are just you're an anti-Semite, but you happen to be like dog whistling. There we go, we caught it. We're going back to the cultists. But there is a very simple response to that, and it is actually whaling in Japan, you know, because the argument kind of goes that if you are anti-Zionist in a way, even if not every Jew is like a Zionist, it is true that like a substantial amount of like Jewish people feel some connection to the state of Israel. It doesn't have to be like a positive connection necessarily, but they do feel a connection. And yeah, you could say that there's like a certain percentage of them that say that, oh, we have like positive feelings towards Israel. You could even say theoretically that it's a majority, right? We don't know. Like, we don't know, it's difficult to know. Like, I don't think I've ever seen like a poll that convincingly portrays that reality. But it's an argument people say, and the point is that even if that was true, it wouldn't be necessarily racist. You know, there used to be a time in history, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, where 52% of like the Japanese population was in favor of whaling. And you know, would you argue that opposing whaling is like a racist, anti-Japanese sentiment kind of thing? Most people would say like, well, obviously not. So, okay, the fish has barely left your hands before splinter nails begin clinging at its scales. Heart is distraction devoured. Their head tilts upwards to look at you. They take a book from inside the robe and hand it over. Hunger sated. Now I wait. They cross their arms and appear to fall into a deep sleep. Okay, these guys have had their lunch. I guess that was like a relatively innocent. Haggling and bartering, a guide. There we go. Lower prices, let's go. That's what they're helping me with. Yeah, like, basically the point of this is that if you are, yeah, you know, you wouldn't reasonably argue that being anti Zionist is being anti-Semitic for the same reason you wouldn't argue that being anti-whaling is being anti-Japanese, even if you could like convincingly make the case that a group of people held an opinion that was like a majority opinion in the case of the group, then you know that doesn't necessarily mean that let's take it off, that you are trying to like curtail your animosity through just criticizing an opinion directly, right? Oh, the guy's back. Ah, blinding headache today. Did you come by yesterday? I don't recall. Anyway, what can I do for you? I just got a lot of shit to sell you, dude. There you go. There we go. Well, tourism is much more beneficial than whaling. Yeah, I mean, I guess I believe that. What's your opinion on Sam Aronov? I like Sam. Like, we've collabed before. He made a video on like Armenians, I think, and Armenian Jews, and I voiced someone in that video, right? I liked his opinion, but not the Zionism. I mean, you know, you can disagree with someone on that kind of thing. I think being a Zionist is going to be something that a lot of people are going to regret right now, because it's going to be very hard to have like positive feelings about Israel. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose. Anytime soon. Sam is a good guy. He's like very literate. He reads a lot. I like the videos that he's made. I know that Beast Process, for example, that is another YouTuber. He's Palestinian. Like, he likes Sam, or at least you know, they've been in the same room together. And like they didn't like choke each other, so like you know, it's not in the same room, like literally the same room, but you know, we share communities, right? Okay. Have washed up against the shore. Photography equipment. Let's go. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess if you're looking at him and you're reading like Jewish history, that's okay. I guess he and I would disagree on Zionism, but he's Jewish, I think, so his relationship to that will be like highly personal, and I wouldn't put myself in a position where I invite that disagreement, because I know that like the Jewish community right now, whether they are like Zionists or anti-Zionists, are going through a reckoning of sorts, where you know, it's a hard time to have positive feelings about Israel as they are committing a genocide, right? So you can be the kind of Jew that was raised in, you know, a family that was like somewhat informed by the trauma of the Holocaust, and then, you know, you have these people who have met you know, very traumatized adults that went on to like instill a fear in their children that if they didn't have Israel, then, you know, there would be a day again where something bad could happen to them and they wouldn't have nowhere to go. So that's scary. Yeah, like that's scary for a lot of them. But the thing is that right now, even if you were raised that way, it's a hard time to look at Israel and think like, okay, these guys are like the good guys, right? So I think someone that's like a historian, looks at history critically, has that sort of like informed perspective, will not look at Israel positively, at least at the moment. Oh, whoa. Did you throw it back? What are you talking about? The book. I don't understand. I'm not seeing things. It's really you, isn't it? Who do you think I am? He turns away, wringing his hands. He speaks to the fire. It was him and his damn wife. They dredged up that old book. But something cloaked in the fog followed it out. Right through the boat. Boom! The man makes crude explosion noises and motions wide with his hand. Okay. Still talking to the fire as though pantomiming a story to a child. Okay. It spoke! It said it was coming for a breath. That we wouldn't be needing it soon. And then darkness crashed down. And ages later, someone was washed up on the shore. And him. Still clutching that book. Throw it back! We cried as the fog rolled ashore. We thought surely it can still be undone. What are you talking about? Silver and crimson, the book, covered in her blood. You're not making any sense. Throw it back! The man closes his eyes tight as he holds back ears. His voice falls to a whisper. Please, the lighthouse keeper. She saw. She knows where it came from. Where it needs to go. Okay. Oh wait, is this about like the guy on the island with a book that gives us like magic powers? Okay. What do you know about the fog? It cloaks that calamitous thing. It's evil, haven't you felt it? What does the lighthouse keeper have to do with this? She saw it all, that traitor's day. Ask her! Beg her! Tell her I... He trails off, his face collapsing in sorrow. Oh my god. Tell me more about this book. Silver and crimson. Silver and crimson. He rocks back and forth, staring through the flames. Are you okay, sir? Are you okay? Let me just like take a break here and then talk to him again. Yeah, no, he's just not it. He's just not in it. Not in a mood to talk, I guess. I mean, I am looking for the photography person right now. I wasn't even expecting to like invite this disagreement into my life. I am suspicious now of the guy that has like a book, because it is a silver and crimson book. I mean, it's not silver and crimson, it's like red and has like gray outlines, but I guess that's silver and crimson. Lady, you have the lenses. Do I hope they've not been damaged by the seawater? She takes case from you and inspects each ones carefully. They seem mostly unharmed. Nothing that some careful polishing can't remedy, at least. I promise you should take my spare camera. The lens is nothing special, but it should allow you to capture some good shots. If you wanted some advice on locating wildlife to photograph, just say the word. No. I'm good. Okay, so now I have a camera. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be so useful whenever I'm making thumbnails now, because I've been looking for screenshots, and I guess I've been, you know, it's good, but they are, you know, just like browsing online for pictures of the game. Now I can actually have like my own pictures. I can make them from scratch. That's so good. Okay, so we're going to the lighthouse now, and we're asking that lady, like, what's up? Because I believe we are not being told the whole truth by this guy. Viperfish. Is it expensive? I don't know. Doesn't look that expensive. Haggling and bartering guide. Reading complete. Okay, what do I know? 10% chance to not reduce fish stocks when catching with a rod. Okay. Okay, need to talk to the lighthouse lady now. I think that guy is either taking me or confusing me for the guy at the center of the island. Like, it's pretty evident when she says that, when he said that, you know, oh, the guy with the book, the guy with the book. I don't know, like that. I can't say anything. I would imagine that the lady would come and say like, oh. Oh well. Lighthouse keeper. Yes, you. What is it? Ah yeah, her accent I remember, like the voice I gave her. What is it? What do you know about the Silver and Crimson book? She shudders at the very mention of the book. Okay. You're really asking me? After all this time? You know it must be returned. She looks at you with deep pity. You have to move on. For her sake as well as yours. Take control. Be rid of that thing once and for all. What? Lighthouse keeper. What is it? But I can't get rid of the book. Like, the guy has the book. The guy has the book. Like, what? What? The guy has the book. I don't... Okay. Before we go, let's talk to the mayor. I want to know if, like, he has something to say. What can I do for you? Okay, I do know the guy's voice. Do you know any shipwrecks around here? Shipwrecks! Unfortunately, there have been quite a few in recent years. The lighthouse helps, but even if it travels to cut through the Foxamites. We do our best to salvage and clear any shipwrecks that occur around the side of the island. It should make finishing a bit easier for you. Okay. Around the back though, it's a little harder to get to. There are still some wrecks towards the deeper patches. You'll want to avoid that area. What else can I do? Ask about the wider region. Certainly, is there something in particular you wish to know more about? That's all for now. I have been like everywhere. This is like a tutorial conversation. And I just adventured myself too quickly into the world to the point where the tutorial is not necessarily useful at this point. You know, but like that's how I am. I like adventure. I don't really like you know, like getting explanations. I like figuring things on my own and that kind of thing. Okay, trader, I got some jewelry for you. There we go. I can do research, I guess. That's something that was available to me. Now I investigated all the rods. So I guess I should be keeping this one and this one. And in terms of engines, I could be getting these, but... Huge trolling net with reinforced... I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go confront the guy now. I wanna go confront the guy about what people are saying. Hello, what do you have to say about the allegations? What do you have to say about the allegations that you should throw this book into the ocean? Yeah, tell me more about that book of yours. Which book? This one here? Yeah, that one there. You. With a wry grin, he pulls a dusty tome from the nearest shelf and glances at the cover. There's really not much to be said of the histories of the Grey Isles. It's quite a chore. Don't play dumb, you know which book I mean. Play dumb? Your hypocrisy is wearing. I suppose we must go through this rigmarole yet again. The Book of the Deep appears in his hands. Oh, why do I know its name? sheeted in its dirty crimson jacket. Go ahead, ask us. Us? Like there's another person here? Where did you get it? Sparkling dust motes hanging in the air between you. Don't you remember? You were there. Is this like Mater stories? Like in, you know, when Mater tells my queen, like, and you were there! Something like that. Oh, that was like a classic of when I was like a teen. You know, it was meant for kids, but it was like reach for shit posts. The air around the book begins to pulse rhythmically like a quickened heartbeat. So is she. Who? You wanted to forget. Begged me. The room bristles. This is what you asked for. Give me the book. Your words hang in the space between. You won't change a thing. The book is ours. Step closer. Yep, you take a step closer to the crackling room. The collector lurches forward in response. What can you possibly hope to achieve? Just take the book. You strike out with your right fist, punching hard into the jaw of the collector. Oh my god! We're getting violent, I guess. His face shatters and falls to the ground. What the fuck? It's me! I'm the guy! Whoa! You're pathetic. You're pathetic. I was doing my voice there? That's the voice of my character? Bruh. Bruh. The book of the deep is in your hands. Understand this plainly. Before you sink us into despair, I know how to bring her back. It's all right there on the pages, and now you've seen its power firsthand. We wield the power to release her from her slumber. We can undo everything. Undo what you did. I don't understand. Who are you? I am what was fractured from you on that day you dredged the depths. I am what could be. I am your breadless self. You mentioned saving someone? Yes, she will rise from the deep. The book describes it. We almost have all of the pieces. Just one more. Ah! Ah! Go inside. So this is my heart that this guy fucking drafted out of the... And this is like a fishing magic. Oh my god, he's me. He's literally me. My storage. I can finally access this. Oh, this is so fucked. I was this guy all the time. Oh my god. Okay, I understand. Oh my god, I'm so mindfucked. This is... Okay, so when I look at the messages here... Messages. Okay. So this was actually us. Okay. Feels like years since I have been warm. I don't expect him to write, I just need to know that he thinks of me from time to time. Next few lines have been smudged out. He must return. More angry snudging follows. I have written him another letter. This will be the last one. Goldsmith and Son. Received from the sum of $50 and 0 cents in exchange for 1 silver necklace with emeralds on silver mounting. Additional notes. Received a further 3 for custom engraving on reverse of mounting. Customer to return tomorrow for collection. Engraving is to be as follows. For J, my shining star. Oh fuck. Okay, so if you haven't been paying attention to like all of this, like basically the thing is that these notes describe a wedding. these books describe, these messages that we've been finding on the bottles on the ground. They tell the story of a wedding that didn't happen because of a tragedy. What the tragedy is not like completely clear to me, but apparently we caused the tragedy with the book. The book was like revealing some magic, and here we are. Here it is. Yeah, he stared down. Yeah. Yeah, like here, morning of the second day, furthermore, the fishing, he renamed his boat Julie. Julie! That's my wife, Julie. Oh my god, yeah. So it was just the books we made along the way. No, the guy actually is in possession of like a magic book that makes him like magical. I don't know, it gives us powers. He still refuses to take me aboard when he's working. He's convinced that I will find it dull, that the crew will be crass or otherwise intolerable. Okay, yeah. My darling, I have found you at last. When you left, I was scattered to the winds, but now I feel I feel almost whole again. There's just one left to throw me back. Oaken music box, wooden mask. Oh my god. Okay, so she died or was killed in like the book incident, and now apparently we're trying to use the book to like bring her back from the dead, but the book magic is what's causing all these like monsters to appear on the ocean. Oh my god, this is like, I've been fishing all this time just chilling, and but like there's actually a horror story happening here. Oh my god. What is it? I have the book. You've had it this whole time, have you not? I know. You've had it this whole time, have you not? Doesn't matter. Make the most of this window of lucidity. Now it's time to act. Do you still remember where it happened? In that gloomy darkness behind the bay? When you are ready, I'll point the way. I don't know if I want to end the stream, like the playthrough here. It doesn't feel final enough. So I'm just gonna call it time. I need to prepare. Like I need to detach myself psychologically. I understand. Do what you must, but do not delay this any longer than is necessary. Return to me when you can. I will point the way. I could end the game. I'm actually being given the choice to like end the game right now. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? I think this is a good time to call it. Let's pause. Okay. This crashed my computer last time. So I'm gonna ask you guys to like wait a second. If I crash, I'm just gonna go back to like the mainstream. Are you sure you want to exit? Yeah. Okay, if I crash, I will come back and say goodbye properly. If I don't, we can continue talking. Okay, so this is the thing. 1, 2, 3. Please, computer, do not crash. Okay. I am pretty sure it is like a power service. Sorry, a power unit thing. I could get it replaced before the next stream, but I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna think about what I do about it. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming. I typically stream for 3 hours. We're like right at the border of 3 hours. I am sorry this is something that keeps happening. I think it's because this computer is like 5 years old and it's starting to reach the moment where, the newer release games are a bit of a stress test of the CPU. And yeah, it's probably better if I'm more careful with like the computer. Dredge, it has a lot of water physics, and rendering water is something that's very complicated for computers, like all around. And I'm not only running a video game, I'm also streaming and encoding data and like a lot of things. So yeah, it is like very demanding. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next game. I think I'm not gonna be running the computer for 3 hours, so it's probably not gonna overheat like the way it's been overheating. But I thank you all anyway for like coming around. If you are around for the VOD, I'm sorry that like this shutdown keeps happening. It will probably happen once more because I don't think I will be replacing the power unit like fast enough for this to be fixed. But anyway. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna be like talking to my partner later, and I'm very happy about that. And yeah, I hope all of you have a good rest of your day/night, and I'll be seeing you when I see you. Bye bye.